Hi, greetings from Ravichandran. As part of the series of lectures, short videos on valuation concepts, this video will begin understanding what is intrinsic value of an asset, intrinsic value of a stock using dividend discount model, and what is the value of a bond, an annual coupon paying bond, and a semi-annual coupon paying. So let's quickly understand what is intrinsic valuation. So intrinsic valuation is finding the value of a true value of an asset based on the expected future cash flows that the discounted at today's value. So intrinsic value is simply is sum of all the present value of the expected future cash flows that asset is expected to generate. Let's take a quick example. Let's say that you want to purchase a property which is quoted by the seller for 50 lakhs. And let's assume the property annual lease rental value is going to generate in the next 10 years each year at 4 lakh 50,000. Let's say the property could be disposed of at 60 lakhs at the end of the 10th year. Assuming a 10% discount rate or the cost of borrowing. So what should be the intrinsic value of the property today? So using the discount rate and so you put the cash flows for the next 10 years, including the value of the property that is going to be disposed of at the end of the 10th year, and the 60 lakhs plus what. So you got the cash flows. So you simply put the and discount rate and is equal to 1 divided by and 1 plus the discount rate and to the power of 1. Plus, and since the discount rate is going to be the same, so we got the discount factor for each year and so we simply multiply the discount factor in the cash flows, add it up, we'll get 50 lakh 78,000. You can also directly use the present value cash flows, or you can simply use in Excel, we can use a NPV formula that gives you the net present value and using the and discount rate and by using all the cash flows here. So that means in the property value today, intrinsic value is 50 lakh 78,000. So we can definitely purchase since above the selling price. So the intrinsic value helps to decide the actual value of the stock provided and the estimation of future cash flows are correct and also the discount rate is correctly estimated. Let's understand how to value a stock and how to value the price of a stock using a dividend discount. So how do you calculate the price or the value of a stock using a dividend discount? Let's say a stock currently priced at and 1,000 rupees and the dividend declared this year is 100 rupees. Let's say the expected and growth in the high growth period of next 5 years, it is going to be each year the discount is going to grow at 8%. Let's assume cost of equity is 10%. Let's also assume a stable perpetual growth after 5 years, the dividend is growing at 3%. So with these details, with these assumptions, what should be the value of the stock today? Let's understand, let's put the discount in the first 5 years, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. So that means 100 into 1 plus 8%. Similarly, the D1 into 1 plus 8%. Let's put the first 5 years dividend, then using the cost of equity, which used as a discount rate, let's calculate the present value of the known dividends at the high growth period. Now, using a model, garden model, so we will understand what is a terminal value. Terminal value is nothing but the, the cash flow that occurred in the last known period, that is nothing but D5, into 1 plus the stable growth and divided by cost of equity divided by the stable growth. So in this example, we have the terminal value is nothing but you have the D5 and which is multiplied by and 1 plus the stable growth divided by and the cost of equity minus the table growth. So that means your terminal value comes as 2162. Again, you have to and discount that at for 5 years of the same cost of equity. And this is very important. We should not put 6 year because the terminal value is at the end of the period 5 at the beginning of the period 6. So if you add all the present value, the stock value of the stock should today and 1815.81. So this is how you find out the intrinsic value using the and two-stage model, and we are present value of the high growth period of dividends plus present value of the terminal value. So this terminal value concept is extremely important as we go further. So how will you find out the value of an annual coupon paying bond? If you know the face value of the bond is 1,000, annual coupon rate is 8%, maturity period is 5 years, and yield to maturity, let's assume, is nothing but the discount rate here, and redemption value less the bond is redeemed at 1,000. So let's put the cash flows of the bond. Every year it is going to give annual coupon at 80 rupees, 1,000 into 8%. At the end of the fifth year, it is going to get 80 plus 1,000. Now calculate using the yield as a discount rate. So we calculate the present value of the coupon plus the redemption value. We get 924.184. So that is a value. You can also use a present value PV function in Excel to calculate the value of the and coupon being bond. We can also use NPV method to calculate the value. So nothing but in whichever method you calculate, the intrinsic value of a coupon being bond is nothing but the present value of all the coupons plus the redemption value dis- discounted using the yield to maturity. Let's quickly calculate how do you calculate value of a semi-annual coupon being bond and 1,000 rupees. Let's assume the face value 8% annual coupon rate. And since the frequency is a semi-annual, we'll put 2 maturity same 5 years. We'll keep yield to maturity as 10% redemption value. So we have 10 periods of and 10 periods. Each period has got a cash flow. That means it is semi-annual. Let's discount. And here we need to be careful whenever it is a semi-annual. And we need to actually the discount rate. That means these cash flows and divided by the yield to maturity divided by the frequency and to the power of the period. So now we are actually and so whenever there is a semi-annual coupon, so the yield to maturity has to be divided by the frequency. Now you have a and the present value of the periodic cash flows there, and now you can see that the value of the bond should be 922. We can also use a PV function, and again when you're using a PV function, and you need to be careful, the yield has to be divided by the frequency, and the tenor has to be multiplied by the frequency, and the coupon has to be annual semi-annual coupon 1,000 into 8% and divided by the frequency, comma the redemption value and comma 0. So that means you'll get the same 922. We can also use NPV methods. While using NPV methods again, and we need to be and the yield has to be divided by the frequency here and comma the semi-annual coupon and the redemption value. So it will give you the same 920. So we have now understood how to calculate the intrinsic value, which is nothing but your present value, the future expected future cash flows. So by concluding this lecture, and the intrinsic valuation using a DCF helps us to find out the asset's true worth by focusing on its cash flows. Whether it's a property or a stock or a bond or a DCF, gives you a clear logical way to value instruments. So thank you very much. In the next sessions, we will see and and um, how to estimate our free cash flow to firm using financial statements. Thank you very much for watching.